Hey everybody, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I'm going to be doing a review over Issa Rae's newest project entitled One of Them Days. Now, before I get too into it though, I would like for y'all to consider subscribing to the channel because here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content you like, you might as well stick around and hit the subscribe button. And if you find yourself enjoying my commentary along the way, don't be afraid to give me a thumbs up and or drop a comment down below. Now, I'm not going to hold y'all. When this movie was first announced, I was like, this is gonna be a goofy, over the top type comedy. I don't want to see it, but I'm gonna go see it anyways because one, support black business. Two, I'm rooting for everybody black. Three, Issa Rae is my twin as well as my inspiration, and I love my Scorpio sis SZA. So I'm gonna go see it regardless. But to my surprise, my pleasant surprise, I really enjoyed this film, you guys. I really enjoyed this film way more than I thought I was going to. So let's go ahead and get into the synopsis of this film. When best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa discover Alyssa's boyfriend has blown their rent money, the duo finds themselves going to extremes in a race against the clock to avoid eviction and keep their friendship intact. Now, this movie stars Keke Palmer and SZA, and her first acting debut is written by Sharita Singleton, who has also worked on Insecure and Rap-ish, and directed by Lawrence Lamont, who has also worked on Rap-ish, and he's known for Big Sean music videos. And of course, it's produced by Issa Rae. So this is like a whole Insecure family, or like a whole Hooray production family, okay? Now, how I'm going to conduct this review is I am going to do a spoiler-free review where I just give, my pros and improvements, and then I'm going to get into the spoiler section because there are plot points that I kind of wanted to talk about in detail that might end up spoiling the movie for people who haven't seen it yet. So with that being said, let's go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and let's get into it. So I have been calling this movie, to people who asked me how I liked it, I have been calling it the Female Friday, and not to, I guess, like, when I've seen other people calling it Friday as well, or like Friday, and they kind of do it, but this ain't no Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, duh, it ain't Friday. It's not Friday. It's one of them days. You know what I'm saying? Not Friday. It's one of them days. Okay. But when I say Female Friday, I more so like align the plots along with each other. You got two best friends, one straight guy, one goof off. They're in financial trouble. They have a deadline, and they go through hell and high water to try to meet that deadline. Is that not Friday? Exactly. So this is the Female Friday. Duh. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all think it's too hard. I feel like people are being overcritical and plot-wise, baby. Plot-wise, similarities, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into the pros of this movie. Of course, the first pro is going to be Keke and SZA. I feel like this was perfect casting. You know what I'm saying? Two beautiful, talented women. Keke is playing the Drew, who is the quote-unquote straight guy. And when I say straight guy, that means the more serious friend. But she's still Keke Palmer, and she has that humor along with her. And I could really appreciate that. Then we have SZA, who, like I said, this is her acting debut. And she's playing the more so spiritual, off the chain, I don't plan, I'm creative type of friend. Now, let's talk about, I guess, the roles and the casting and the acting. Of course, we know Keke has been acting since a child, so she gonna pull her weight. She already knows what's going on. When it comes to SZA, this is her first film, and I feel like this was perfect casting because when you have a person who's not an actor, like, not a trained actor, it's best to cast them in a role that is more so aligned with themselves. It's easy to play yourself, right? Yeah, it will be easier to play yourself. And if you are a SZA fan, then you know that SZA is this spiritual, creative, artistic type of person. Now, I don't know if she's, how much of Alyssa that she's like, but as far as being the creative, the spiritual type, hippie, black hippie type, that's definitely SZA. So I feel like this was a good casting if you wanted to have that type of character, and of course, like, I guess, like a big name as well. They also had great chemistry. They really did seem like friends. It did not seem forced. It feel like they had a good time filming this movie. So that kind of goes into my next pro. It's funny. It's a comedy. The writer is known for comedy. She's worked on Insecure, which I already know that show and the type that it is. Um, and I looked at her IMDb. She also wrote for like Central Park, which is like I guess a South Park spinoff. So she is not new to writing comedy. And of course, you have a actress, especially a starring actress like Keke Palmer, who has that comedic timing and just the quirkiness and how she pronounces words. And y'all know I always call it a salesman voice. She always talks like this. And I hate it, but it worked here because she didn't do too much of it. You know what I'm saying? It's a part where she was like, okay, drinks. And I was like, okay, drinks. Like me AF. You know, it works. It works. The comedic timing, it works here. And then of course you have a lot of cameos from a lot of professional comedians. Laurel, Cat Williams, Tony Baker, and I'm pretty sure they improv most of their parts of their roles. And like I said, when you're working with professional comedians, they're gonna be funny. So yeah, real funny film. A lot of people are, you know, giving the movie props on that. My other pro is it's a relatable. I am in the same generation as these ladies, you know, in our 30s. And I don't know if they were playing 30-year-olds in the movie, but definitely more so like mid-20s. And you just trying to make it in life. You know what I'm saying? You have goals, you have aspirations, but the money isn't aligning to those goals and those aspirations. Of course, in the friend dynamic, you are going to have that one friend that's kind of like YOLO, and the other friend is more so like in the movie, she was like, you have to have a plan, Alyssa. Like, you always opposites attracts when it comes to friends. So it is very much so relatable. Alyssa, and this is in the plot, has a boyfriend who takes off with the rent money, and we all have had a F boy in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Once or twice. I don't want to know your personal business, but we have all dealt with an F boy and trying to get over that F boy and realizing your worth. So this movie definitely has some plot points where it was like message. Even if you didn't come for church, baby, you definitely got a sermon. Okay. My next pro is it's a feel good film. This movie really did have me laughing. I was like, had a small grin on my face the entire time. Half the time is because SZA is so beautiful to me. SZA is so beautiful to me. Girl crush for real. But like, it really is just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't purchase a lot of movies. Like, I have purchased Get Out on Amazon Prime because I love that movie. Definitely one of my favorite horror movies in the past 10 years. And when one of those days come out, I'm definitely going to purchase it as well. That's just how much I would rewatch this movie for a good time. You know what I'm saying? And my last pro is, of course, it's a For Us By Us film. This is a Black production, Black media, Black cast, Black writing, Black director, Black. I'm black. Yes. For Us By Us. And we need to support more films like this so we can get what? More films like this. We always have buddy films, buddy cop films, especially in quote unquote mainstream media with the white folk. We do. We even have buddy films and cop films with Black males. But do we have that for Black females? Do we? I mean, we had, what was that, Girls Trip? That was probably like 10 years ago now. Almost 10 years ago now. What female buddy film, Black buddy film do we have? The white girls got some. We need some too. So y'all need to support so we can have more content just like this. Thank you. I'm talking about the feel-good film. I'm not talking about Waiting to Exhale, okay? And like I said, modern. Waiting to Exhale was the 90s. Like, it's too far few and in between, okay? So go support Black businesses. Now, those are my pros for this movie. Now I'm going to get into the improvements. I don't like calling them cons, but we're going to call them improvement things that we can work on for the future, okay? One of my improvements was this movie was very exaggerated, very much so unrealistic, very much so hyperbole. I don't really even count this as a big negative because going in, my mind was already set on that. I knew it was going to be an over-the-top comedic film, and that's exactly what it was. So I wasn't like bothered by it, I guess you could say, like, because I already expected it. You know what I'm saying? Another improvement was this movie went in a lot of different directions, as we knew it was going to, because they're on a quest to, you know, get this money by a certain deadline. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there is one too many obstacles, and especially that last obstacle could have been taken out of the movie, if I'm being 100% honest. We didn't need that last one. The last time that they lost the money, and we could have made the money back this way, and that could have been it. You know what I'm saying? And if we were worried about runtime, then that goes into my, I guess I can move this around. My last bullet point down here. I want to know the community more. They filmed in a place in LA called The Jungle. Or The Jungles. I don't know, baby. I'm from Texas. I don't know. But I think it's just jungle, no plural. But it's a lot of different characters in that community that I wanted to know more of. One of which was Jamil, played by Dwayne Perkins, who wrote and starred in his own Black film entitled The Blackening. And he played Jamil, who was the hairstylist, right? So we got him. We actually had a decent amount of him. But there was also this, I guess, single mother who had matching clothes with all her kids. I want to know more about them. I want to know more about these nosy neighbor ladies over here. I want to know more about Mama Rue, who ran the candy house. Like, there were a lot of characters in that apartment complex that I felt like we could have spent a little bit more time with, especially if that last obstacle was cut out the way. We could have filled the runtime with that. Now, this goes into my last need for improvement. Is very formulaic. But if the formula is not broke, do not fix it. As a screenwriter myself, there are beats that certain films, certain genres, certain subgenres hit. Buddy films are one of them. You have a problem, you go through different obstacles. You know, it's called a plot diagram for a reason. You gonna hit those certain beats. You know what I'm saying? The friends gonna fall out. The friends are gonna reconcile. All as well as it ends well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really too put off by it. It's just, typical buddy film. Okay, that's why I still call it improvement. No, I shouldn't even put that in there if I'm being honest. But I just want to let y'all know it's a buddy film. It's gonna be as expected. Okay. So my overall score, my spoiler free is a 3.8 out of 5. Like I said, I really just took off points because I wanted to know the community more, and I really felt like it was one too many obstacles in this film. With that being said, though, thank y'all for tuning into the spoiler free part of the review.